So here we are in day 4 of Snomagedon. Hello viewers, welcome back to Outside the Secret Underground Bunker location. I'm your host Cav Trooper Munoz, and this is Snomagedon 2021. And right now we're standing outside the Secret Underground Bunker location and we're discussing winners and losers. So in my last video I mentioned that we had lost water, and that right there is a winner. The pool has really come in handy. So we weren't without drinking water, but when water doesn't come out of the faucet, it makes it hard to do dishes, to take a shower, and things like that. So that's what we ran into. One thing that people should remember is, and that was reinforced through this Snomagedon, is that flushing a toilet takes about 2.5 gallons of water each flush if you have a Econo toilet, and maybe more if you don't. So thankfully we had the pool, and the pool water we used to flush the toilet. Fill the buckets once in the morning, once at night, charge the toilets so nobody has to do anything. They just flush and it's just like normal. I wanted to snow grill, and we talked about it, and I'll show you why we didn't have to in a minute. But the grill was ready to go. I think I've put this grill on before. I've had this grill since I believe 94. So yeah, this is a Weber kettle grill. I don't know how they are now. I don't know how they make them now, if they're the same quality. But when I bought mine at the PX, these things obviously are built to last a lifetime, and you can cook on this all day. I do keep a large supply of charcoal on hand, just because you never know when you're going to grill. So I have actually two 30-gallon trash containers full of charcoal, which I buy in bulk at Costco. So definitely, if you don't have one of these on hand, you should probably keep one on hand. Also, you can set it up, and those coals will burn a long time, so you can use it as a heating station if your power's out. The generator was a winner and a loser. I'm glad we have the generator, but and I had started it less than 3 weeks before to ensure the generator was running fine. Made sure that it had fuel in it and oil, like I always do. I usually keep the generator pretty prepared. However, in the below freezing temperatures, I could not get the generator to start, even though it started just fine in regular temperatures. So this is kind of a winner and a loser. It's a winner because it's good to be able to generate power when the power's out, but it's a loser because I just could not get it started. And it does have a hand crank, and what I'll do, this is another item. I've had this generator since I think 2000, maybe 2004, and it's been a great generator. But if it doesn't start, it doesn't help anybody. So, and as I get older, I understand that I'm going to need an electric start on this generator or something, because in these cold temperatures, this generator needs to start up right away so that we can keep the toaster going, and the hot coffee, more importantly. I mean, without hot coffee, it's hard to survive anything. As you can see, here's another winner. This is these are the 5-gallon jugs that I'm keeping water in, drinking water. I have several of them. Right now I've taken a couple to my neighbors who didn't have water put back. So we didn't have water for almost 3 days. So we were hit the worst. Some of my neighbors had water, but they lost water yesterday and they didn't have any water put back. So not only do we have these jugs, which we fill with drinking water on a and rotate out on a weekly basis, um, I also had uh, bottled water, so plenty of bottled water, just in case. Water is one of those things. I mean, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water. So we have to have water. Another winter, we always have on hand at least a half a year supply of paper products. So one thing we didn't have that we should have was the more paper plates and plastic forks and spoons. And these things are very inexpensive when there's no, you know, when there's no storm, when there's no pandemic. You can usually get paper products very cheaply. So you should keep at least a couple hundred paper plates and forks and spoons on hand. And luckily, we had some of that stuff in the trunk of the car and in the truck because sometimes we have a picnic when nobody expects it. So, for some reason, we always carried paper plates, forks, and spoons and knives in the trunk of my wife's car and my truck because the kids would go to parties when they were smaller and there'd always be a need for that stuff. So we lucked out there, but definitely have some paper supplies. And I'm going to show you the number one win, the number one thing that we had for this Snomagedon that really saved our butts. Actually, before I show the number one uh, prep that saved our butts, I wanted to show these. These are Brazos boots, and we bought these. I don't know if we got them at Walmart or Academy, and they're not expensive. I think we paid about $60 for them. And I wore them almost exclusively going outside. And I have some other more expensive boots and expensive work boots, but these work just fine. And the only complaint I have is that the inside material sometimes would grab on my sock, so my foot would come out, but my sock would be half off my foot. That's the only thing I didn't like about these. But I wore them outside for a couple hours while I was trying to heat the pipes for the to get the water back, and they worked fantastic. My feet did not get wet. My feet did not get cold. And like I said, these are affordable. So uh, if you get a chance to pick these up, I mean, if they're on sale and you don't normally get boots, but oh, there it is right there. I don't know if you can see that. Waterproof. Definitely, this is a bargain to get these boots, and excellent job to whoever makes these boots, and they worked out very well in a very challenging situation. I would recommend these boots over and over. Poor guy. He wants to go for his walk and he wants to play, but I just can't afford being out of work. I just can't afford to slip on this ice and get injured and then not be able to, look for a job. Although nobody's looking for a job right now, but I'm not used to walking around in this weather. And if I go down, there's going to be nobody there to pick me up. So uh, I'm not I'm not chancing that today. And here's the winner. Here is the number one all-time Snowmageddon champion prep. These things are cheap, cheap, cheap. I think I paid $20 for this. This allowed us to heat up water. It allowed us to cook and eat. It was, and it doesn't use a lot of propane. And this one has like a little starter on it, so you don't even need a lighter or anything. You can just start this thing up and away you go. This very simple stove um, allowed us to have hot meals, could warm stuff up. It could heat water so we could wash our hands and wash our faces. So this was definitely a inexpensive and worthwhile prep. Even if you just keep one of these somewhere in your house with maybe 5 or 6 of these propane containers, it'll last a long time. Uh, we didn't even go through a can of propane, this little can of propane, in the time that we were without power and without water. So this is just a great buy. So those are my preps that saved my butt during Snowmageddon 2021. If you have any comments about what saved your butt during Snowmageddon, or if you just want to chime in on how Texans can't live in the cold, go ahead and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. I'm Cav Trooper Munoz. I'm out.